what's going on? Todd Shaw with another episode of the Sawdust, dude. Awesome. I appreciate you joining me. Hey, we did a video a while back about the DeWalt 726 miter stand. Now, I've had this miter stand for about 5 years, and I noticed that the only problem I've ever had was, occasionally with the opening or closing, getting it would stay locked in position, or you couldn't get the stand down. It wouldn't unlock. And so I did a video about that. And basically it was all about this bar right here getting bent, and that was the problem that I had, especially loading in and out of my work van, that we would put the weight of this bar, and it finally over a period of time got bent, and so that caused a little locking mechanism here not to engage properly up here in these little positions. And so we just had to straighten the bar out. And so if you watch the video on that you'll solve that problem. But several of you had made comments about, hey, what about the cables? My problem is the cables. Okay, well, let's talk about that. We've got our stand in the closed position, and here's the little trigger that locks and unlocks it. So from here, let's talk about the unlocking position. So this top cable here, the one that doesn't have a sleeve on it, and this is from the factory. I've never replaced these, and they've been on here for 5 years. So this top cable, you can obviously see, releases that pin from here, and then it locks back in position. So if your stand will not open up, this is your problem here. Now this cable cannot be adjusted. You've got here. So if this pin is not releasing, something's bent. So it could be this tab right here, this tab, or this tab. So I would check that out. I mean, here, if this tab, you're only talking about 1/2 to 5/8 of an inch that it needs to travel so that it unlocks. So possibly this could be bent, this little tab right here. It could be pushed too far this way, and it causing that, and so you just want to bend that back. All right, so that's your opening position. Once again, that cable cannot be adjusted, because what really allows you to adjust the cable is having 2 of these on each end, and as you can see, this just mounts to this pin here. Now, for our closing cable, got a bracket, got a adjuster here, and then all the way through here, we've got another adjuster right here. Okay, we're going to talk about these little cables here, and hopefully, if I don't address specifically what problems you're having with your DeWalt 726 miter saw stand, hopefully this will get you thinking in the right direction, something that'll help you out. So, okay, you can kind of see how I have my miter saw stand positioned right now, and just a little word of warning. It'd be great if you had a helper in this situation, but sometimes, like me, I just work alone a lot. So you have to just be real careful that the stand doesn't collapse on you. So word of caution here, because this thing, you start working on it like this, it'll mash your finger or your head or your arm. So just be real careful. If you want to remove the miter saw from the stand and work on it that way, that might be a good route too, just to practice good safety precautions. Okay, so here we are. The stand is locked out in this position here, and we're talking about this cable here. Make sure that the cable has no crimps or bends in it, anything that would inhibit it to move freely. Because from here, and I can see that my cable is working just fine. So we're talking about the throw or the travel of the cable. So we just need to adjust that perhaps. And from here, as I said, the top one here that releases there's no way to adjust that. Even though it has an adjusting tab here, you really need that on both ends. And I'm gonna show you why in a second. So from here, you can kind of see I have those. See how they spin freely? I'm gonna move that all the way in until I cannot turn it anymore. And then you can take a wrench and tighten this nut towards you. So this one will go this way, this nut will go back towards you, and that way the pressure of the two kind of locks that into the tab. Hope that makes sense. So you're using those nuts kind of tightening against each other just to lock out this tab. So this kind of stays in place. Now you can tell how much adjustment you need, and here's the easiest way. The easiest way, because a lot of guys, do I turn it in or do I turn it out? Try to get a good shot of this. The easiest way is to watch up here. This is the unlocking mechanism. So this kind of needs to travel like this. So it's locked out right now. I'm gonna pull this towards me, and that's unlocked. So to adjust the travel, I can move this back this way. And so this nut is staying still. It's kind of hard to see with that spring in the way. Yes, so once again, let me show you. If I pull on the cable housing right here, or this little protective sleeve, I can see that it unlocks. So if your problem that the tab, these little side pieces, aren't opening up enough, you need more travel. And so I need to shorten up. So if you need to shorten up the cable, just kind of pull back on the cable housing itself, and you can see where it kind of needs to be. Up here, right there is a good spot. So we'll take this bottom nut here and tighten that up. And now, so that's adjusted the length of it. And so I pull this back, and then I just need to tighten that nut up there. Remember, this bottom nut goes this way, away from you. This top nut goes towards you. And see how it's working. Now, if my cable is not locking, that means that it's too short, and so I need to adjust the length of it. So I need to make it longer. And in order to make this longer, I take this nut and I just kind of run that back in like that, and then tighten this top one. Okay, so this little part here with the little ribs on it, or the little lines on it, that's what you want to twist. And so if it's either counterclockwise or clockwise, depending on which way you're facing, to adjust the travel or the throw of it. So I hope this helps. Just by pulling on the cable here, you can kind of see what needs to happen so these little gauges open up. So by pulling on the cable here, I can kind of tell where I need to go, whether I need to make this longer or shorter. Hey, I hope that really helped. And if it didn't address your specific issue, hopefully it got you thinking on the right track about how to fix your DeWalt 726 miter saw stand, because this is a great stand. 5 years, little to no problems. Like I said, just kind of in review. Top cable, no way to adjust it. It's got to be something bent. That's why it won't open. And if it won't lock out, or if it won't close again, you need to adjust this cable. Either this bar is bent right here, or your cable, you need to adjust the throw on it. And that takes place from this position here. You may have to tweak this a little bit, but 90% of the time, just fooling around with it here, just trying to figure out a video to help you out, you know, that was the problem kind of down below. Hey, I got another video for you on the dewalt+miter+saw stand, so I got a link below where you can click over and check out that video too. Hey, I appreciate you watching the Sawdust Dude. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Hey, I appreciate you. I'll see you real soon. Oh yeah.